Before we start, I would like to thank personally each and every one of you for your participation and financial support, which will be donated to the Trust. This is our first charity event, and honestly, we did not expect such understanding and genuine support from so many of you. For what we are endlessly grateful for. Prior to the exciting, entertaining program tonight, please allow me to introduce a special guest from the Imperial College Healthcare NHS Trust, Jasmine. You may make your speech now.
Okay, thank you for that. Can everyone, perfect. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you so much for having me here. And just firstly, thank you so much to Alexandra, to everyone performing tonight, and to everyone in the European Women's Association in the UK. This event is fantastic. I've seen that it's already raised over £2,000, which is just incredible. So thank you to everyone who's donated charity. So just to give you a bit of, it's the official charity. It includes 5 hospitals, which are St Mary's Hospital, Charing Cross, Hammersmith, Queen Charlotte's in Chelsea, and the Western Eye Hospital. And Imperial Health Charity supports these 5 hospitals in 4 different ways. So one of the ways we support our hospitals is through our arts programme, which is where we have a dedicated arts team who help to run arts engagement programs within our hospitals. So one of the programs they run is called the Intergenerational Project, and that's where we link in with a local school who will go into some of our elderly care wards, and they'll do therapy classes such as music therapy and art therapy, and they're just really lovely things to happen in our hospitals and for our patients to be a part of. And they also help to install art on the wards and around the hospitals to make them a nice, brighter place to be. We also help to recruit, and we support all of the volunteers in hospitals. So if you've ever been into one of our 5 hospitals, you may have seen people in purple t-shirts. So they're all with Imperial Health Charity, and they do an outstanding job in the hospitals. They are on the reception desks, helping to direct people in what can be a very confusing environment sometimes, and they're on the wards, and we have mealtime volunteers who are able to help patients or when they're having their lunch or breakfast. And as well as that, we have our grants program. We have small grants funds, so wards and departments within our hospitals can apply for small grants fund if they need some equipment or a piece of refurbishment on their ward, and we help to facilitate that. We also have a piece of research. We will fund their research for a year so they can do that, and the research will then help to provide better care to our patients in our hospitals. As well as that, in the charity, we have what we call the Dresden Hardship Fund, and this is for patients, and it's a grant of up to £1,500, which, if patients are in any financial difficulty as a direct result of their time in hospital, patients can hardship fund, which will help food or hotel costs during their time in hospital. And then there is the fundraising department, which is where I'm from today, and we help to run events and community activities that all of the money will go back to support our hospitals. We also help people who are doing their own events, such as Alexandra today. And within our charity, we have around 400 different funds, so people can say where they'd like the money they raise to support. So tonight, the money that's being raised is going to support people who are being treated for cancer in the hospital. And we have the Prepare programme, which Mr. Krishna will be able to speak to you more about, and that's where the money is going to help to tonight. Thanks again for supporting the charity, and I'm really looking forward to the event.
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for giving us your speech. It was very interesting, and I'd also like to say, for anyone who would like to ask any questions, please email us at info@ewauk.org. We'd love to take your questions and answer them.
I'm always satisfied.
Problems with the audio. Yes, so moving on, we have Mr. Krishnamurthy, and he will now give us his speech.
Thank you so much, Alexandra. And first of all, thank you to Max and Una, to Alexandra, for giving me this privilege and this honor of speaking to all of you. My name is Krishna. I'm a surgeon, and I specialize in cancers of the esophagus and the stomach. I won't take it personally if none of you have heard about the esophagus is, because it's not a very oft spoken about organ, but in a very layperson's term, it's our pipe. And in addition to being a surgeon, I'm very passionate about the importance of health and cancer. And I think for a long time, there's so much of research that when your health is better, the risk of cancer considerably comes down. We are realizing over the past few months and years is that improving one's overall health is also important to improve people's recovery from cancer. Now, we've all been talking about COVID, and we've all been through a really awful time and a completely unprecedented time, and it's had a devastating impact on all our lives. But we focus so much upon COVID and the impact of COVID on people that we've forgotten that COVID, unfortunately, has given rise to a crisis in cancer as well. You know, the first thing I'd like to say to most people is hospitals are still open. And if people have any symptoms that may indicate they have a cancer, they must seek medical help. Because unfortunately, what's happening is a lot of people who have got symptoms of cancer are so worried about coming into hospital that they are ignoring their cancers, they're getting worried about coming into hospitals, and the cancers are going to be diagnosed at a much later stage. So the first message really is, if you are worried, hospitals are still open and healthcare is still open. The second thing is that unfortunately, cancer patients are at higher risk of getting COVID. And so cancer patients very rightly are isolating and looking after their health. But at the same time, you know, they are putting themselves also at risk of problems in the future because they're sitting at home, they're ignoring their health, they're suffering from mental health issues, and all that in the long term, as life doesn't back to normality, may have an impact on the cancer outcome. So the second message is to acknowledge the importance of overall health. Now, why do we as a surgeon talk so much about health? And when I talk about health, I talk about physical health through exercise and fitness. I talk about nutritional health, diet. I talk about psychological health, well-being. And it may sound ironical that a surgeon, a laparoscopic surgeon, talks so much about the importance of health. But that's because I think I have learned in my journey as a surgeon that health is extremely important. For many years, you know, as a surgeon, as a cancer surgeon, I was so focused on just removing the cancer on people's overall health. And, you know, cancer itself causes so many symptoms, but cancer treatment itself has a devastating impact on people. People have a poor quality of life. People's physical fitness deteriorates while they're on cancer treatment. And in some cases, surgery is accompanied by extremely high complication rate and a very high recovery. And something as simple as just improving your physical health, improving your nutritional health, improving your psychological well-being is being proven with lots of research to improve people's outcomes and recovery from surgery. So, you know, there's so much of research that if you exercise, the treatment and you have a lower risk of complications. And similarly, as a surgeon, I'm now acknowledging the importance of psychological well-being on cancer and cancer treatment as well. We realize now that even after the treatment is over, about a third of people suffer from depression, and marriages break up in cancer survivors, and a lot of people lose their jobs. So it's a real struggle to recover from cancer and its treatment. And there is so much of research that suggests that just exercise after treatment can even improve survival. And in fact, it's difficult to believe but the dose of exercise directly correlates to survival as well. And in research in breast cancer and colorectal cancer has shown that the more physical exercise one does, the higher the risk or higher the chances of survival. And in many ways, what we are doing through the program, such as the Prepare for Surgery program at Imperial, is we are putting health, and of course, cancer treatment is important. Of course, surgery is important. But I think what's also important, and that's the role that people can play in making sure that they get the best outcome from cancer treatment, is to look after their health. And those simple programs start at the point of diagnosis. Because what happens is nowadays cancer treatment is becoming more complicated as well. The treatments are becoming more toxic. And also we combine chemotherapy with surgery, we combine chemotherapy with radiotherapy, and all these treatments of course lots of symptoms. But when in combination, increase the risk of getting symptoms and poor quality of life. And just improving health and research such as the ones that we cost savings to the NHS, and more importantly, better quality of life. And that's my message, is to just make sure that everyone who's isolating at home is to focus on their health, their physical health, and their psychological health, because this is probably going to be with us for at least a year. And be ignoring our health. So thank you so much for listening to me. I can take some questions if you want, Alexandra, or later.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Krishna. However you want, if there's anyone that would like to ask any questions, please do so. You can unmute and we'll be happy to take any questions. Nope, okay. Is there someone talking?
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. That was very informative. I'm sure that everyone enjoyed to hear that, and we've definitely learned a lot from it. Now, we're having a bit of technical difficulties. There we go. Right, now, for a more lighter part of this Zoom call, we're going to have a concert with all my talented musicians from the Royal Academy of Music, and some family and friends as well who are very talented. And I hope all enjoy. So let me just get that up. Here we go. Sit back and enjoy. Come,
twisted face, there's not the slightest trace of anything that even hints of kindness, and from my tortured shape no comfort nor escape. I see but deep within this utter blindness, hopeless as my dream dies, as the time flies, love a lost illusion, helpless, unforgiven, cold and driven to this sad conclusion. No beauty could move me, no goodness improve me, no power on earth if I can't love her. No passion could reach me, no lesson could teach me how I could have loved her and make her love me too. If I can't love her, then long ago I should have seen all the things I could have been. Careless and unthinking, I moved onward. Could be deeper, no life could be cheaper, no point anymore if I can't love her. No spirit could win me, no hope left within me. Hope I could have loved her, and that she'd set me free. If it's not to be, if I can't love her, let the world be done with me. wandelte unter den Bäumen mit meinem Gram allein. Da kam das alte Träumen und schlich mir ins Herz hinein. Wer hat euch dies Wörtlein gelehret, ihr Vöglein in Luft hier gehört? Schweigt still, wenn mein Herz es höret, dann tut es noch einmal so weh. Es kam ein Jungfräulein gegangen, die sang es immerfort. Da haben wir Vöglein gefangen, das hübsche goldene Wort. Das sollt ihr mir nicht erzählen, ihr Vöglein wunderschlau. Ihr wollt meinen Kummer mir stillen, ich aber niemandem trau. Ich aber niemandem trau.
Feel like I'm breathing my last breath. Feel like I'm walking my last steps. Look at all of these tears I've wept. Look at all the promises that I've kept. to